America is more divided than any time since the Civil War. Donald Trump returned to the White House in January 2025, and millions of Americans took to the streets. Not celebrations, protests. The October 18th No Kings demonstrations drew up to 7 million people. This isn't just political disagreement anymore, it's a nation at war with itself. This is what's really happening in America right now. Despite everything, November 2024, Donald Trump won the presidential election decisively, winning the popular vote for the first time, the Electoral College, Senate, and House control. Despite 91 criminal charges, despite January 6th insurrection, despite being convicted in New York and later receiving an unconditional discharge, Trump didn't just survive, he dominated. January 20, 2025. Trump was inaugurated for his second term as the 47th president. But unlike his first inauguration in 2017, this time America knew exactly what to expect. No honeymoon period, no benefit of doubt, just immediate resistance. Within hours of Trump taking the oath, protests erupted in every major American city. Not small gatherings, massive demonstrations. Washington, D.C., New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Atlanta. Millions in the streets with one message: not my president. This movement quickly coalesced into the No Kings banner, a direct challenge to what organizers call monarchical rule.
But what are they protesting exactly? Everything. Let's break it down. Women's rights. Trump appointed Supreme Court justices who overturned Roe v. Wade. Now he's signaling support for a national abortion ban. Women's marches returned, the largest since 2017, with women terrified they'll lose control over their own bodies. Immigration. Trump promised the largest deportation operation in American history. Day one, ICE raids began. Families separated again. Detention camps reopened. Protesters gathered at airports, courthouses, and ICE facilities, trying to physically block deportations. LGBTQ+ rights. Trump signed executive orders rolling back transgender protections, banning gender-affirming care for minors, and removing LGBTQ+ rights from federal recognition. Pride organizations mobilized immediately. This isn't just policy, it's existence. Climate change. Trump withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement again, opened federal lands for drilling, and called climate change a hoax. Young activists led by Gen Z shut down government buildings demanding action before it's too late. Democracy itself. This is the big one. Trump returned to power talking openly about retribution, prosecuting political enemies, and consolidating presidential power. Protesters fear America is sliding toward authoritarianism, that this might be the last free election. This is the main driver of the No Kings movement. Trump's response? He calls protesters radical left extremists, paid actors, and enemies of America. Republicans, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, have labeled the No Kings rallies Hate America events. At rallies, he mocks them. On social media, he threatens consequences. His supporters call the protests temper tantrums and demand law and order. Then came the crackdowns. Peaceful protests met with riot police, tear gas, and mass arrests. Trump invoked emergency powers, deployed National Guard to cities, and threatened to use military force against domestic threats. The line between protest and insurrection started blurring, at least in government rhetoric. Adding to the tension is the current government shutdown, now over 3 weeks long, which has shuttered services and exacerbated public anger. Meanwhile, Trump supporters held their own rallies, celebrating Trump's return, defending his policies, confronting protesters. America now has dueling demonstrations in the same cities, separated by police lines, screaming at each other. Red America versus Blue America, literally face to face.
These aren't just protests, they're resistance movements. History is full of moments when people chose to stand up, or stay silent. The civil rights movement, anti-Vietnam War protests, women's suffrage, Arab Spring, Hong Kong democracy protests. Americans believing this is their moment, stand now or lose everything. But here's the hard truth. Protests rarely stop determined governments. Trump has the presidency, Congress, Supreme Court, and a national popular vote mandate from 75 million voters. Marches won't change that. So why protest? Because silence is consent. Because history remembers who resisted. Because movements build power slowly, then suddenly. So where does America go from here? Half the country sees Trump as a savior, restoring order. Half sees him as a threat to democracy itself. Both sides believe they're fighting for America's soul. Both sides believe the other side is destroying the country. The protests will continue. Trump will crack down harder. His supporters will rally stronger. The division will deepen. This isn't a political disagreement anymore. It's two incompatible visions of America trying to occupy the same country. Abraham Lincoln said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." In 1861, that division led to civil war. In 2025, America is divided again, not by geography this time, but by reality itself. Half the country lives in one America, half lives in another, and both think they're the real one. This is America in 2025. Not United States, divided states. The question isn't whether there will be protests. The question is whether democracy can survive this level of division. History will tell us the answer, but right now, we're living through the crisis in real time.